Yellow, yellow, yellow. One moment, people. What's up, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy, John Gets Gaming. I totally didn't steal that intro from anybody. Anybody who might be here right now. Backseater. Anyways, we are going to check out at least one of these videos as we prepare for United Spacers Alliance here at 11. You know, we're counting down, but we're also looking to make our own shit. Oh, hey, wait a minute. 100% blind reaction to Everest on Piker controversy. 7 months. No, I'm kidding. All right. No pre-watch. We're going to go with the shorter video first. The shorter video first because Backseater knows we may not get through them all. So let's see. PC gaming is inferior to Nintendo's Switch.
I am not playing my gaming PC because it simply isn't as good as my Nintendo consoles. Please
oh my
that,
god!
I have a high-end PC. I can play everything. You know,
PC elitist.
The most technical, demanding games on Steam with no problems. I was messing around with it. I spent several days experiencing it, picking up games for my wish
experiencing
list,
it, shoving your schmeat into the disc
console
console.
Gaming. Like it just isn't. Really,
I mean, I agree, but not for the Switch.
Of course, I got a very expensive PC. That's very
yes, very rich. You
gaming.
You see, I own many expensive. I own many. What's the fucking Anchorman line? I have many leather-bound books.
PC. Of course, I've always had it. You know what I mean? Like setting it up just meant that like I took my Xbox controller and
of course.
figured out how to plug it in. That's really all I did.
Oh, I don't use a DualSense on my PC. God forbid.
Not as good as they like to say. The selection of games is awful. It's all the same stuff that's on Xbox One.
No, he's gonna.
The Xbox One is more accessible.
This dude is fucking. He like pretends like PlayStation doesn't exist. Okay.
It has more.
Hello, Jacob.
To the TV,
Jacob.
Like that, more memory.
The Xbox. This is basically an Xbox advertisement, right?
The big thing for me that really puts the Xbox One over PC for me is that like.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it's 5 years ago. I was gonna say, why is he talking about the Xbox One so much? Who the fuck was playing an Xbox One in 2019? or 2020. Jacob, it's in the title, man. We're watching this dude, and then we're watching the Pedro Pascal Daddy video.
Comes out of the box with more memory. Tekken 7 alone takes like 70 gigs, right? And I was already overloading my PC.
He's talking about hard drive space, first of all,
work and stuff like that. Which is why I have it. You know what I mean? Like,
and also, if you bought a very expensive gaming PC, in your own words, you would definitely have more than the under 1 terabyte that an Xbox One has. Even my PlayStation 5, I spent $200. I got a 4 terabyte solid state drive, let alone a hard drive. I could have gotten a fucking 10 terabyte. Fucking Jesus Christ, dude, this guy just is taking, he's put Nintendo Switch in the title, but he's glazing the fuck out of Xbox One. Not even the fucking Xbox Series X. At least I could understand that. No. He's going Xbox One. He's going full fanboy.
He's a fucking Tekken 7.
Jesus
a game
Christ.
That really shouldn't be that big. I don't know why the Tekken team seems to think that Tekken needs to be 70 GBs large, but what?
Nobody says GBs. What the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. I'm sorry, I should censor myself. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
Whatever. It's frustrating.
It's so much smaller on Xbox,
very
guys.
Xbox
is so great.
I went back to Nintendo gaming. I think I played my Xbox One more than this. When I first got it,
my Xbox One. I'm gonna mention that again.
2 really good games right out of the right.
Is he gonna mention PlayStation one time? He's pretending like the dominant gaming platform for any high-end game doesn't exist right now.
I consistently kept getting new games for it. I got Shadow of the Tomb Raider recently for my Xbox One. That's how much I dislike PC gaming.
What about PlayStation?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider on sale for like what was it, $20 on PC? I chose to pay more for the Xbox One version.
Wow! What about the
it's
PlayStation
insane,
version?
But the Xbox One is more comfy.
The Xbox One again, huh?
Playing on it more. I don't have to worry about the.
So Nintendo's in the title. We're about a quarter of the way through the video, over a quarter of the way through the video. And he's barely mentioned the Nintendo Switch. He just keeps glazing the Xbox One. He's just got that Phil Spencer schmeat down his throat. He's just like
installation.
Yeah, dude, backseater. He says he pays for a high-end PC. He says he doesn't have as much memory, by which case I think he means storage, as an Xbox One. An Xbox One has 500 gigabytes or 1 terabyte of storage on a hard drive, not a solid state drive, which means that his PC has a ridiculously low amount of storage. I don't know what the fuck this guy's on about.
Really, at this point, like, the only benefit I see to PC gaming, I don't have to pay for Xbox Live, so that's a good thing. I don't have to give Microsoft money. I'm not giving Game Pass either. That's a scam for another reason.
Holy
Maybe
shit!
Subject for another video, but
he's an Xbox fanboy who doesn't like Game Pass. This dude's a unicorn. I'll give him that.
For a bunch of games, I basically
it's your best value in gaming. That's like a Nintendo fanboy that doesn't go, it's great on the move.
Justify it. You know what I mean? If you buy Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass is going to die because every third party they're going to take the TV channel subscription route and just start their own subscription service. So
that didn't work for everything except Netflix.
Because every major third party is going to have their own.
I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, he thinks like Ubisoft Plus and EA, but the thing is, like, console manufacturers, if they have any sort of install base, which Xbox does not, then they are just going to take that and put it. They're just going to maintain the control, quite frankly.
EA is already doing it with theirs, which is very, very interesting. And
I mean, EA maybe has the power to do that. Very few publishers have the power to do that.
Yeah, I can't even talk about.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
They're basically the same thing, but Xbox was a lot cheaper. It was a lot more.
Oh,
accessible.
Jesus.
Like, I may tell people that, like, I don't want to pay for Live, but that's mostly out of principle. I don't want to pay for a bunch of subscription services. Like, when you get right down to it, like, I paid more for the PC than I would pay in like what 10 years of live. Let's see, it's like $60 a year, like right. So times
Okay, I get what he's saying, and I actually agree with the whole subscription service thing. I like PlayStation Plus back whenever it was just about getting a couple games a month, and it was like $60 a year or whatever. Rather than required for the online. Let's go ahead and leave a dislike while we're at it. But I don't agree with this constant glazing of like Xbox sales and shit. I don't know what that's about.
10, 600. Yeah, I paid more for the PC than I did for live. Now I use the PC for more stuff than just gaming. You know what I mean? But I want to use the PC for that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's no benefit to PC. Like, despite what you may have been told, like the mods, paid mods, not as flexible as they used to be. They had the same problems, more so. Lots and lots of shovelware. Amazing how people will, to this day, rail on like the Wii and like the NES for shovelware while not talking about Steam featuring games like, keep in mind I just opened the page, featuring games like No Man's Sky, Monster Train,
No Man's Sky is on consoles, and it's actually one of the most
NBA 2K.
commended.
This is the sales.
Brother, NBA 2K is one of the, like, I don't even like NBA 2K. It's obviously a cash cow game, but it's not a fucking shovelware game. It's one of the biggest games. It's probably in the top 20, I'll say top 30 selling of the year every year.
This is the sales shit. Like a bunch of shit that nobody cares about. Like,
yes, there's a lot of indie games.
Bylight, like this is the sales.
Sharon Noblight, that's one of the most, I'm pretty sure that's one of the most critically acclaimed games of the year. Yes, Steam has a bunch of shit because it's been around forever.
The featured page to get my point across. How weak the Steam library is, and I do mean weak. Like featured and recommended. Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. Oh, that's what they want to sell you.
What? Command & Conquer Remastered? You're naming the best parts of PC, which is that it is basically infinitely backwards compatible. If you want to buy old shit, then PC is the best thing. Obviously. Because it doesn't have console generations, you don't have to get remasters and stuff.
Remastered collections. That's the first thing you see. Doom Eternal, that game that everyone has forgotten about. Blood Rage, I don't know what that is.
Doom Eternal came out in 2020. Why the fuck are you listing? That's on consoles too. You're naming a bunch of games that are also on consoles.
Civ 6, Stardew Valley, I can get that on Switch. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, already played it on Switch.
Okay.
Elder Scrolls Online, don't care about it. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, own it on Switch. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, own it on Xbox.
What does it matter? Why the fuck does it matter if they have a shared? Obviously, 99% of games are shared between all consoles and PC. They're third parties unless they're owned by the company that makes the console. That's why exclusives are so important, because they are the swing vote. They are what entices you to that console's ecosystem. Are you a fucking idiot? Like, yes, he really is this dense backseater. Like, I don't understand. It's so, he's just naming a bunch of third-party games that are on everything. Like, who cares if you played it on the Switch? It doesn't matter where you played it first. It's about what's you need to offer that because the other things offer that. It's kind of like a political party saying, we're not going to murder them. And then the other party says, yes, we are also not going to. Like, obviously, you have to match that offer. Otherwise, you come off as crazy.
Good. But you know what I mean? Like, that's the big...
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I get to play older games, or PC gaming. I get to play older games that aren't available on consoles that I own.
The older games are the primary benefit. I would agree with that.
Buying a Sega Genesis collection in order to play Sega Genesis games that haven't...
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what's always bothered me with Microsoft, is they're like, oh, Xbox so little. I'm like, motherfucker, what % of games come out for Windows? Oh, like all of them? And you essentially own, like, who the fuck buys games on Mac other than me? Nobody. Obviously, Microsoft already has a monopoly on a huge section of gaming. It's called PC gaming. I know Steam gets the store, but people will keep buying Windows if they are gamers, is my point. Nobody is going to buy a Mac for their primary gaming console. I know I say console, their primary gaming platform. A lot of people will buy Windows PCs as their primary gaming platform. So Microsoft essentially has a monopoly already on the PC market. They don't need it also on consoles. That's why I always say it's bullshit whenever they justify buying a third party by saying, oh, our consoles don't sell as much. Sony should just come right back with saying, how many people on Steam play on Windows? Okay, case closed. You are not being edged out of this market. You are just not in the market that you want to be.
Platform. Like that's the only reason why. It's not superior in any way. There's nothing about it that makes it better or more fun.
You just named a bunch of things that make it better.
It's just blind elitism.
Infinite backwards compatibility.
PC gamers kind of rely.
To be perfectly clear, I am a primary console guy, and there are a lot of good reasons to have console. Simplicity. I had a Steam Deck for years. Guess what? The Steam Deck is the most streamlined PC. There are Steam Deck recommended games. They're clearly labeled on Steam and everything like that. Guess what? It's this dude made a video on Huntress. Oh, Jesus Christ. So did Jessica Negri, and it instantly made her tits look less good. Anyways, but there are a lot of good reasons to own a console. The controller, easily compatible with the console. I know you can hook it up to PC. It's a fucking pain in the ass. I have to do it. I did it with my Steam Deck. It was a pain in the ass. It's laggy. It's not good. The graphics, there's a couple settings on console that is infinitely better than the adjusting the resolution, blah, 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 blah. On all the, even on Steam Deck where it's very simplified, it's still like, I got to play Morrowind. Oh, I got to adjust the resolution. I got to adjust the frame rate. I got to adjust all this shit. And then I got to worry about overheating and all this sort of, no, streamline it. Very nice on console. Optimization. 16 gigabytes of memory on console gets you infinitely more on the gameplay front, on the functionality front, than 16 gigabytes on PC. PCs are bloated. They have no optimization because there's a million different setups people can have. So the developers just have to brute force and overcompensate for everything. So, consoles get a hell of a lot more out of their hardware than PC does. Undoubtedly. God of War 3 ran on 256 megabytes of memory. Get me a PC game that looks that good running on 256 megabytes of memory, like the PS3 did. It's not going to happen. Okay, so there's the optimization is one of the biggest ones, and then exclusives, which only happen because of a console manufacturer. They would not get nearly as much budget. They would not get nearly as much time. They would not get nearly as much creative freedom if they were not exclusive. If they were not owned by the console manufacturer, if they did not have to sell consoles. So there's a lot of advantages to a console. He's not naming any of them.
On gamers, console gamers not knowing anything about PCs to sort of justify their whole elitist attitude. But yeah, I own a gaming PC, and I can tell you, consoles are superior. There's no getting around it.
They're superior to your $600 PC, I'm sure, because again, they're optimized.
Emulate every single Nintendo game as soon as they come out, which isn't true, by the way. I don't even think they have N64 emulators up and running.
It's called a backlog. You don't need to do it as soon as it comes out, dumbass.
Let alone a lot of Wii games, Wii U games, Switch games. Like really.
I had N64 emulators back on fucking Windows XP, you dumbass.
Uprising on a PC. Like no.
Kid Icarus Uprising. Well, nobody wants to play that anyway, so that's why it's not on a PC.
Money that you could easily have just spent on a console with the actual game and had a better experience with it. Like you have to jump through so many hoops, right, in order to steal your content. And I do think that's the main reason why.
It's not stealing. If they're not selling it anymore, it's not stealing.
They can just pirate all the content.
This is an important point. With emulation, if you're emulating old games that are not sold at retail anymore, that are not getting any new copies made, especially ones that are not available on a store. I bought a bunch of PS2 games at a con. I choose to buy them on hardware because I like to have them on disc. I like to have hardware. I like to own the game. It is not any better. It is not any better than emulating that same game ripped off the disc. It's not. This is a moot point.
They can just pirate all the content. They're piratey little hearts
And it's not
desire.
robbing from anybody.
And
Why are you playing with your
complaining about
fucking
Nintendo not providing these games for
earphones?
free on their hardware. I think this is
No, 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 no,
great
no, no,
news
no,
for the
no, no.
mindset.
That's not the contention. That's not the contention. A lot of people would pay Nintendo in order to play these games. It's not about playing them for free. It is sheerly about being able to play them at 60 frames a second at a reasonable frame. Even a solid 30 is nice. Nintendo does not offer that.
Like Nintendo Switch Online is not worth it, even though it's phenomenal. It has.
What did you say about subscription models before? I feel like you said you didn't like to subscribe to anything. Yeah, yeah. No, like he just said he didn't want to subscribe to anything, didn't want to subscribe to Game Pass. He pretends like PlayStation doesn't exist, but I assume that he doesn't want to subscribe to PlayStation Plus, which is actually the best value. It's more games for less money. Anyways, Nintendo Switch Online is the worst of the three. That is the one thing I will give Xbox credit to over Nintendo. That's like the one thing in this dumb Nintendo Switch Online probably better. Jesus Christ.
Lots of great games already. I've been playing several. I was playing Star Fox this morning, actually.
Which Star Fox?
A while back. Yeah, it was this morning.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Playing
A while back or this morning? It's such a big difference.
Star Fox. Still enjoy it. Still enjoy a lot, actually. I am so it's
What?
definitely one of my goals in the long run. Is sort of
What?
established Nintendo as being superior to PC gaming.
Oh.
Spoiler: it's because they have better games.
Ooh.
It's kind of always been my goal to sort of establish that, and I do think in the long run that will be proven true. Like Nintendo.
Well, let's see. You've got 9,000 views over the last 5 years. I don't think you're establishing shit.
Will just keep getting better and better, and PC gaming will get worse and worse. It will become
PC gaming will get worse and worse.
More restrictive. You can't
more restrictive
stuff you're used to being able to do.
Well, in his defense, this is before Trump got elected, and he said, I won all 7 swing states because I said PC gaming will be free and fair. We're going to make it so fantastic, so free. We're going to make PC gaming great again. We're going to get rid of Nexus mods because they are woke and they will go broke.
Only going to get more difficult. You're not going to be able to keep up with the industry. More and more subscription fees, more and more microtransactions.
The subscriptions that are not on PC that are on console. By the way, PlayStation has gotten worse about subscriptions. Xbox has gotten worse about subscriptions. Nintendo has gotten worse about subscriptions in the previous 5 years.
The games themselves are going to get worse and worse. Like Blizzard certainly isn't providing a quality PC gaming entertainment anymore.
It's not on anyone.
Are basically the boomers, right? Of the gaming.
What? That's the opposite. Young kids are getting more into PC. Like, I'm a boomer because I like my simple console. I like to plug and play and have optimized graphics because at $500, I'm gonna get way more than I get out of a $500 PC graphics wise. Like, probably about 3 times that much graphics wise. You'd have to spend about $1,500 to get the equivalent. And obviously it'll run way smoother. You won't have to adjust as many settings. You won't have to do all that shit, all that busy work. That is the main draw of a console. And then the exclusives, of course, as well. He didn't name any of that. He just names completely innate reasons. He acts like having old games is bad. He acts like having the same games as the other ones, but they run way better is bad. He's naming all the strengths of PC and trying to list them as negatives, which is the dumbest possible way. Look, there are pros and cons to both. Absolutely. If you're into retro gaming, I would say PC is by far the best. Although the PlayStation catalog is getting better and better every month. They keep offering more and more. That is nice. And it's like $10 pop or whatever. So it's basically equaled out to Steam.
Community. Like they're so convinced, right,
Ugh.
that their way is better. Like they're better than you, and they're just not. Like when you get down to it,
You're not making any points. You're just
they're
twirling
just a
your
bunch of
fucking
nerds
AirPods. They're
who
just a bunch of nerds.
act
Oh,
pretend
this dude,
that they're
this guy, this man, I pointed at myself. That was very telling. This man, not you, Tifa. You're gorgeous, of course. Oh, Tifa and your boobs. Anyways, this man, my fucking camera's mirrored. It's confusing me. He just called the PC gamers nerds, and I just had a pause face. That's a pause face.
better than you in order to feel better about themselves.
Whoa.
In the end, that's all the PC
Whoa.
master race is.
Oh, Miyamoto. Ah. Anyways. Oh my
I am
god.
not playing my gaming PC.
All right,
Because
all right,
it
all right.
simply isn't as good.
No, not subscribe. Go to channel. All right. Harman Smith reacts to DSP Gaming Mario World. Why the fuck would I watch? Oh my god, he's gotten fat. You're right back, Cedar.
We've been seeing a lot of really weird.
What the
quotes
fuck
and
happened to his
scenes
voice?
about the Nintendo Switch 2?
PC gaming YouTubers cope and oh god.
You know what real gamers were doing on June
Dude.
5th, 2025? We were playing our Nintendo.
Cope and see. The Witcher 4 will fail. Columbo addresses Nick Recada's misconceptions
So, Nick,
about
what exactly would happen if you relapse into your drug and alcohol?
about being on. Copes and seethe. Okay, he really likes cope and seethe. Are seething. Ooh, he likes seething. Oh, he likes Columbo. Okay. Controlled by the Jews. Okay. Has been completely what?
This is karma.
Forgotten. Is this like his thing? He goes to sit into the chair every time. Or refusing to admit. Look, it's the worst thing whenever you agree with someone in principle, but you disagree so vehemently with them as far as their actual reasoning. I think FromSoft is supremely overrated. I think there are incredible advantages to console over PC that a lot of people refuse to acknowledge. He makes all the worst possible points. He makes the worst possible image, and he makes the dumbest possible arguments. Yeah, it's an embarrassment. It's a sheer fucking embarrassment. Whew. Anywho, now let's go into Pedro Pascal being a pervert. Ooh. We're not going to get through all of this most likely, but we'll go.
I feel so bad having to be the person that needs to say that the 50-year-old childless man you've been calling daddy is actually a weirdo. So this is an interesting one. I've been working on this video for quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
You are in for a story. So after moving his family to San Antonio, he received the Rockefeller Foundation Fellowship for Reproductive Endocrinology. And now I might be foreshadowing a bit too much with this comment, but the Rockefeller Foundation was known for funding things like
hey, you're not better. You're a loser.
And I don't know, it just when you have this big organization
as the owner,
something like that, it just wouldn't surprise me if that research continued long after the public
defund the
said,
CIA. That's a hell of a mic.
Anymore. So while under this fellowship at the university, Dr. Balmaceda met Dr. Ricardo Ash, an Argentinian fertility doctor who
hey, she does my Ken Burns effect, but she does it far less. I guess that she thinks because she's a girl, she can just have the camera on herself.
Forming the first successful instance of this assisted reproductive method called the gamete intrafallopian transfer, so acronym GIFT, in humans. So the GIFT method involves using medication to get a woman's eggs matured and ready for extraction. Once extracted,
yes, extract the eggs, yes, with your mouth.
Tubes with sperm, so as to mimic natural conception. It's incredibly successful for a fertility treatment. I want to say it's like 25 to 30% successful, resulting in
Get to
births.
the point.
So because of how well known the two of them were as these
I
fertility
agree.
doctors.
Voice is slightly
In
annoying, though.
1986, the two of them moved their families to the University of California, Irvine, because they
Okay.
got asked to join the UC Irvine Medical Center, where they formed the clinic. The clinic was the center
The
of reproductive
clinic.
health. And
Sounds
then
like the
in
villain in a
1991,
sci-fi
a
movie,
third
like
partner,
Alias.
Dr. Sergio Stone,
That's a
joined them.
TV
And
series,
really
but
interesting
whatever.
here, Pedro's father and Dr. Sergio Stone actually met in high school in Chile. Crazy coincidence. So Stone was the recipient of the Ford Foundation grant, which is another organization known for their eugenics research and is also well known for their international schemes with the CIA. So they all became world-renowned researchers at UC Irvine, like being invited to speak all over the world.
I
And
see,
they made
I
a
see.
ton of money. And you might wonder how they earned so much money that they
Not really.
ended up owning multiple luxury homes and Ferraris. Well, in 1991, the clinic was subjected to its first investigation with 3 financial audits. Over $1 million in revenue was missing, and that is
Just like
$2.3 million
USAID.
adjusted for inflation. This prompted a nurse. So this investigation going on prompted a nurse and a clinic manager to go to authorities and share their suspicions of something. That suspicion was unauthorized egg transfers, and they provided authorities with documents to support this theory. Now, what is an unauthorized egg transfer? So that would involve taking a woman's eggs and either using the gift method to implant them or make embryos out of
Corn
them.
Pop
and implant
was a
them.
bad
And it wasn't that
dude.
the recipients of these eggs and
And
embryos
I was the
didn't
only white
consent.
guy who
It was
never
that
knew.
these doctors were intentionally using the wrong eggs and
Wrong
putting them into
eggs?
the wrong women. So these women thought they were being given fertility treatments with their own eggs, but the actual owners of the eggs had no idea their eggs were being implanted
Were they like
into
chicken
other women.
eggs?
And there is documentation that shows these eggs were being mishandled. So this isn't some conspiracy theory.
Whoa.
This happened. And now, back to the financial audit. The audit's informal notes made comments about this fertility fraud, but it did not make it into the final report. They were allowed to keep practicing despite the university officials becoming aware of what was going on. One of the nurses in the clinic claims to have confronted Dr. Ash, who then denied it and shredded evidence. That's supposedly, allegedly. So, Pedro's father, still practicing. Then, 1994 came, and another office manager alerted authorities to how a fertility drug
Chicago
not
Bulls lost to the New
authorized
York
by
Knicks in the
FDA
playoffs. Terrible
was being
year.
used on patients. So this drug was a human menopausal gonadotropin with the
Ugh.
brand Masone. And this is really interesting because this is
Mossad?
a company located
The terrorist
in
group?
Buenos Aires, Argentina, where Dr. Ash is from. Well,
Ash
he's not
Ketchum,
from
I
Buenos
knew it.
Aires, but he's from Argentina. So what's really
Buenos
bizarre here is
Aires,
that
rich
there are
Corinthian
other
leather.
brands of HMGs that were approved by the FDA at the time. But they chose to use this
Humongous.
one that was not. And this also,
Guinness.
by the way, as of the year 2025, Masode is still not approved for use in the United States.
Damn.
And this really calls into question, how did these doctors get their hands on these drugs? We're
How
still
do
in
I reach these
1994, and we have
kids?
another woman from the university, once
Uh-oh.
again, raising alarm about this missing money. And while looking into
This
it,
bitch.
she actually discovered
Loose
more
lips sink
evidence
ships,
of
bitch.
unauthorized egg transfers. So basically, they got away with it in 1991 and then continued doing it. So Dr. Ash and Dr. Balmaceda were continuing to implant the wrong
Bolsonaro.
eggs into the wrong women. So September of that year, an improper governmental activities complaint was filed against the university. And according to UC Berkeley, what an improper governmental activity, IGA, is, they define it as any activity by the university or by a university employee that is undertaken in the performance of the employee's official duties, whether or not that action is within the scope of his or her employment, and that is in violation of any state or federal law or regulation. And a university panel convened.
What's she got on her arm? Is it like one of those fitness
And they
things?
found it credible
Anyways.
that at least 2 charges of unauthorized egg transfers and embryo transfers occurred,
Okay.
and that the clinic was using this non-FDA approved fertility drug. 1995, the whistleblower for all of this, she ended up getting put on leave since she legally couldn't be fired for whistleblowing. And after all of this was said and done, she eventually got awarded over almost $500,000.
She is
so
backseater,
almost
she
$1
is.
million
But I
adjusted
think
for
it's actually got
inflation
some basis
for
in fact, it
distress
appears.
caused
She's
by
laying it out
university's
legally, which is
treatment of her.
smart.
Crazy. So you had this whistleblower that was being harassed.
You know what she should do is send all this information to Zia Anderson, because she would hang out in her bikini and I would be enrapturing paying attention. No, I'm
University
joking. I'm
for
joking.
pointing out that these crimes against women were being committed. She and some other whistleblowers brought this story to the Orange County Register, and they received a Pulitzer Prize and a George Polk Award for covering the center scandals. It was also uncovered that the clinic filed fake insurance claims. So while all of this is going down, Pedro's dad and Dr.
Pedro.
Ash, they were in panic mode. They took all of the documentation regarding the egg transfers and arranged for a shipment of frozen embryos and sperm donations to be transferred out of their clinic to some cryobank. And the university first tried to get them to resign, but they refused and eventually had to be kicked
Pedro's
off of
dad
campus,
was like,
still receiving pay. And then the clinic was
I would very much
finally
like the eggs, but I would like to fertilize them. Oh, yes.
shut down
The
in
Jays,
1995.
Jays,
All three
Jays.
doctors, Dr. Sergio Stone, Dr. Jose Balmaceda, and Dr. Ricardo Ash, they
Bolsonaro.
all had their houses raided by police in hopes of finding
It's a raid, bro.
documentation
We're getting
on
you
where
YouTube
those
subscribers,
eggs went.
bro.
But Dr. Balmaceda and Dr. Ash
Bolsonaro.
fled the country. So Pedro's father took his
Pikachu, I
family
choose
and
you to help
went
me
back
flee the
Chile,
country,
and
Dr. Ash.
Dr. Ash went to Mexico City. Now, Pedro was in New York
See.
City at the time. He was in school, so he stayed behind. But his mother,
Vote for
father,
Pedro.
and his 3 siblings, they all went back. And I also find this so interesting that as
Damn.
of just a few days ago, there was this article that came out from Hola that describes Pedro's heartbreak over his family
Whoosh.
moving back to Chile while he remained in New York. And this article, so it's about Pedro's father, as you can see, fails to mention the reason
Right.
why they went back. Just thought that was crazy. So, Dr. Stone, he
Why?
ended up not
What
being
does this
implicated in the egg theft
mean?
since his role was in the earlier stages of fertility, but because the other 2 fled the country, he faced the brunt of the mail fraud and insurance charges. So in 1996, Pedro's father was declared a fugitive, and he was indicted on 20 counts and Dr. Ash on 35 counts of federal mail fraud. They were charged with basically scheming against these insurance companies and billing them for extra work.
I see,
so
I
while
see.
this was going on, there were more than 100 lawsuits filed against the center by patients. And I'll read off the accusations here. So we have
Don't read
negligence,
off all of them. There's
conspiracy,
100.
fraud, causing emotional
okay.
and physical distress, as well
Just
as
the general
stealing, selling,
categories. That's
donating,
okay.
misappropriating, and destroying eggs and embryos. So
Right,
that's a
right.
lot, right? Like there's a lot of accusations.
Yep.
By 1997, 50 of these lawsuits were settled, and university officials claim that approximately 12 births resulted from these stolen eggs, while the plaintiff
So
lawyers
Pedro's a
estimate the actual
weird
number
test tube
is
baby
closer to 50.
of
And then by
gays.
1999, the university had paid over $20 million to settle these
Oh,
107 lawsuits out of court. Now, that is
That's
almost $50 million adjusted for inflation. I also read that
Half
in
a
September
million per
2009,
person?
The university settled more lawsuits over these fertility scandals, paying more than $24 million for another 137 incidents. And the cryobank that Dr.
well, they got a lot
Balmaceda
less.
sent the embryos and the eggs to when they were like trying to hide the evidence, they also
Yeah.
sued the university to take the supply back, but those ended up being confiscated by police because they were stolen and they need to find out who they actually belong to. And no one ended up being
And a lot of people
charged
just
with
ate them for
the theft
breakfast.
and
They were like,
misappropriation of
eggs, highly
because
nutritious.
That just wasn't illegal at the time. I guess it was just unthinkable.
Right.
Pedro's father's
Steal
abhorrent
them
behavior
eggs.
led to the state of California making it a felony to transplant eggs or sperm without donor consent, except, in the instance of a licensed sperm bank.
Right,
and this led to
right.
fertility fraud.
Oh my God, we're not
becoming
even
a
halfway
distinct
through.
legal category. Another law that was created as
Do you have a
result of this
time
now
stamp
requires
of some
patient consent
sort,
for the usage
Jacob?
of eggs or sperm in procedures other than implementation in the patient or their spouse. And I find that really interesting. Like this, along with everything that happened, suggests to me there was some kind of research going on with these eggs.
Right?
And there's more evidence of that to come. But like I said,
Emphasis on the
Rockefeller
come.
Foundation, the Ford Foundation, they are
Your
known for
mic
their
is too
eugenic
furry,
research.
by the way.
And apparently Pedro's father wrote a letter to the university that
I can tell
I
it's a
could not
blue
access,
Yeti.
But I read a lot about this letter, where he blames Dr. Ash as the primary thief of the
Ah, it doesn't show subtitles. Fuck.
his father, and spoke to his father in Spanish, which I thought was kind of funny considering His dad obviously speaks
All right.
Manual Land.
Because Spacers is on, I'm
And
going
it's a
to...
bunch of people.
Is the most renowned respected contributor science helping fertility clinics around the world indebted to Ricardo Ash for his techniques perfected. Okay.
In different times, cultures, and power structures. And I just, this just stuck out to me because that just seems so not clinical for a doctor. So I thought I'd mention that. But anyway,
So his dad's a piece of shit. I mean, I've gotten that
clinic,
much.
The center that this fraudulent money started rolling in, he just started taking some off the top. Dr. Ash bought a San Diego beach home and started a media company called Ash Entertainment. And this company is known to have only produced one instructional tennis video and seems to no longer exist. So that's really weird. And he also
There's a lot of failed entertainment
this
companies.
Is according to his own support website, so I guess this probably isn't alleged. He had a red Ferrari with the license plate Mr. Gift. And something about that acronym, the Gift, caught my attention, especially after I learned about his experimentation on patients. So this is another thing that's a little out there, so take it or leave it. I don't blame you, but
Fine.
there's this sexual fetish called gift giving. So this is when an HIV positive person goes out and seeks to give HIV to someone who doesn't have it.
Ew.
They get some kind of sexual satisfaction.
I feel like that should be called something other than gift giving. Also, Asmongold, I disagree. It's not the biggest yet.
From giving it to other people. And Dr. Ash, as we know, is known to have experimented with giving babies HIV using the gift method. Something interesting here is that before I became extremely confident that the clinic was conducting research, I had two theories as to why Ricardo Ash and Jose Balmaceda did what they did. Theory one was research for some intelligence agency or government entity. Is it neo-Nazi research? That is not confirmed.
I don't
that's
think so.
speculation.
No.
But theory two was that this is some kind of sexual fetish. They get some kind of sexual payoff by playing God, basically.
No.
And I even wondered, were they using their own sperm for some of these implantations?
I mean, most
And
likely.
it could honestly be
That's
both,
what I would do.
and I'm going to explain why in
I'd
a
be
little
like,
bit.
Pedro's
His parents
mother.
were having marital troubles at the time, and either in 1999 or the year 2000,
What the
his
fuck?
mother committed.
Oh, shit. United Spacers is starting. I was like, what the fuck is that noise? Sorry about that, guys. That was on my end. Holy cow. Okay. Hang on. I gotta put him on mute. I'm gonna give him the let me just minimize that. Anyways, sorry about that, guys.
Suicide. And the only thing that was ever said about the cause of this was the father asserting that she had a personality disorder. So Pedro still speaks quite often about his mother and how much he loved her. He was really devastated by her death. And I tried to research her career as a child psychologist, given that it's been said that she got a PhD in child psychology.
Probably about 10 minutes
but
left.
I cannot find anything about where she worked. It doesn't seem like she did
She's
any
got more views than
research,
Nintendo Switch
so
guy.
I don't have any information on that. But after his mother's suicide, Jose Pedro Pascal Balmaceda changed his name professionally to Alexander Pascal. So Pedro Pascal, as we know him today, was known after his mother's death as Alexander Pascal. He says he wanted to honor his mother by taking her last name.
I want to honor my mother.
He also thought that Americans would struggle to pronounce Balmaceda. And I think, there might be another reason why he changed his last name. But anyways, as for the first name Alexander, he was saying that he was concerned that as an actor, casting directors wouldn't be able to reconcile how bizarre it is that you have this Latino man that looks white. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he's white
I'm
passing.
pretty sure directors know that Spanish people exist. Pedro's got that conquistador physiology, and that's because the Allende and Balmaceda families.
He can't grow facial hair. That's his main problem.
Aristocratic families, they are Spanish, and they moved to Chile. Obviously, directors know that European Spanish people exist, so I don't know what kind of rationale that was. But the name changed to Alexander Pascal.
Alexander Pascal.
He changed it to Pedro Pascal. So
Pedro Pascal.
New York, and got some minor acting roles until he had his friend, actress Sarah Paulson, send his audition tape to someone involved in production for Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones was like his big break. So that's right, lesbian actress Sarah Paulson was his friend since college and got him his first major role. And the reason I mentioned
Scissor
the
me
lesbian
timbers.
is because there was definitely a tight bond between gay men and lesbian women in New York in the 90s, and Pedro is
I don't know about that.
certainly sexually attracted to men. And I don't say that to
Okay.
be like mean or accusatory. Even his biggest fans
No.
say that, yeah, no, he is definitely
He's
closeted
effeminate.
gay. Or maybe he's bisexual, but his inebriated behavior has proven
Right.
he's not straight. And he's also
No, I mean, I think he's
never
a-
been attached to a woman. He's a vocal ally for the gay community.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
There's, you know, and the
I
speculation
think he's just
among
a
his fans
fucking
that the
nothing
reason he's
can. I
closeted
think
is
he's
because he doesn't want to be typecasted in gay roles. Which
right.
actually, I'm gonna say something here. A lot of people are not going to like.
Neil Patrick Harris
but
got
it's
Barney.
true.
That's all I'm gonna
Not
say.
every gay person is born gay. No trans people are born in the wrong body.
Yep.
Some gay people and trans people are the way they are because of trauma, whether that be
Nature
you know,
versus
just
nurture. It's been
any
a
kind of
debate since the
trauma,
beginning
or
of time.
More commonly, sexual trauma. It's especially unusual in points in the direction.
I
of
believe the
trauma
only thing
when
that you can be
have
born
the
into is that you have smaller boobs than you were meant to have, and so we should absolutely government fund all boob jobs.
the family that has, so your gay bisexual son Pedro, and then a trans daughter too. So Lucas Balmaceda is Pedro's younger brother who fled to Chile with the family when he was 3 years old. He grew up to be an out gay man and actor like Pedro until 2021 when he came out as trans and changed his name to Lux Pascal. But yeah, really interesting. Like Pedro, changing
Jesus
his
Christ.
first and last name. And so this is all alleged, but you know, it's hard not to wonder what happened in that house growing up. And they had lived at home at different times because of their very big age gap, but still. And this is where, you know, it gets a little darker. You have Dr. Balmaceda, who is doing this research alongside Dr. Ash, but like I said, I have questioned, was there a sexual element to what he was doing to these women in the clinic? So I'm going to leave it at
No,
that.
I hope not. Pedro privilege. Here we go. Touchy, touchy. She's like, stop touching me. I'm going to grab your hand so you
guys
can't touch me
probably
anymore.
remember, if you're familiar with Pedro, the viral video from Comic-Con where Pedro and actress Vanessa Kirby were answering questions. They're both on stage. Vanessa is speaking, and Pedro is seen, you know, glancing at her body and then proceeding to start caressing her arm with like the back of his hand. Vanessa like notices this, so she turns
love
her head.
you. He just
she
reaches
takes
around and
his
starts
hand
groping her
holds it.
tits.
She holds his hand until she's done speaking. And the next day after this happened, Pedro's PR team announces that, yeah, you know, he has anxiety, and his coping mechanism is touching people. And you know, even more bizarre than that is the
His
fact
coping
that
method
the
is
general public
nipple
believed
pinching.
this and also saw nothing weird about it. Like, you know, of course, the man whose lifelong goal was to be an A-list actor, you know, he has debilitating anxiety that forces him to caress women. And you may find this anxiety thing surprising if you saw him recently at the Met Gala, where he was loving all the attention. You know, he was basking in all this attention he was getting, but he wasn't looking around for any women to touch. But you know what, you guys, we can't invalidate his anxiety.
I
He's
will
very
touch
anxious. He just
you.
needs to touch women when he's
I will
nervous.
touch
He's so real
you.
right now. Like, no matter what, this is extremely
Come here, I have
and would not be
anxiety.
permissible if his PR team didn't convince everyone that he is this perfect angel, childless daddy. Like, there is an element of PR privilege here that would not be afforded to most other male celebrities. Like, Pedro Pascal has the privilege of gay men, where it's like, in the presence of women, he is just perceived as this non-threat, as though he has no ill intentions, he's not capable of ill intentions. And, you know, even if this anxiety thing was true, that makes him extremely not well-adjusted for a 50-year-old man. And, you know...
Very true, very true.
I guess it's not totally unbelievable considering his weird, evil father.
Very
but I just
true.
don't believe it personally. Like Vanessa Kirby in this clip was the one getting all the attention. She was the one answering the questions. Why was he so anxious that he needed to touch her? And there are two things to consider here. So Pedro is known for his recreational drug use. At the very least, confirmed weed and edibles. As for other substances,
Huh.
alleged. And
Alleged.
other interviews from this Comic-Con, he does seem a little bit off, a little slow, a little
Ooh,
weird.
I'm Pedro.
So it's not shocking. It wouldn't be shocking if it was the case that he was on something, got a little handsy, and Vanessa, you know, being the professional that she is, tried not to make a weird scene out of it.
She's like,
wouldn't
here,
let him
touch my tits
humiliate her.
instead.
So she just took his hand like a little child and held it until she was done
Oh,
speaking.
how
Also, another possibility,
nice.
maybe Pedro wasn't happy with the attention being off of him. And this could be drug related.
Maybe Pedro's
maybe
a
it's
dick.
Not, but maybe he wasn't happy that Vanessa was the one getting all the attention, so he tried to take it from her. I just doubt he's socially anxious. I actually think he's an attention seeker. And that is just the case with most A-list actors. They want attention. That's why they go into acting. They like attention. They like control. Pretending he doesn't was a cover-up for his weird behavior.
Okay.
And people bought this for some reason because they were conditioned by
Jacob,
the
I'll be
media
honest,
to
this is a
believe
lot
that
of
he's
fluff.
the exception to
I would like
every rule. And
timestamps
to really
next
sell
time.
the point of his anxiety, Pedro had this incredible moment while on the red carpet with his co-star in The Last of Us, Bella Ramsey, where, you know, he has one arm around Bella,
Oh, his
and then
fucking
puts
glasses.
one
I can't
hand
stand
in the
him.
middle of his chest, and then he says loud enough for the press to hear,
Oh.
this is where the anxiety is. The anxiety's in
Oh.
his chest, you guys.
Oh.
Aw. I thought it was in his
Aw.
hand. Like, be so for real. It's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Bella
I feel really bad for
Ramsey.
Bella. Like, there is no reason for anybody to be mocking her appearance. And I know this might be a hot
No,
take,
like,
but it's very
but
bizarre that
honestly,
we're
like,
commenting
there's
on
a couple
her
spots that
appearance
we could have
when I
gone
don't think
to.
Pedro's very good looking. I know.
I don't know.
that
I don't.
probably
I
upset a
agree.
lot of you,
I mean,
but to
as a,
me,
you know,
his
Jason
face is
Momoa,
a
he's a
little
good-looking
smushed,
dude.
like this.
Yeah.
It's a little vertically smushed, and he's
Cl-
especially not
what's
good
his
looking
face?
without
The
facial
Eastwood
hair.
kid.
He's certainly not daddy material. And also, I don't like the way Pedro interacts with Bella.
Nah, it's cool.
So Bella Ramsey, the British actress playing his co-star,
I'm not gonna
The Last
hold
of
it
Us.
against
So today,
Jacob.
Pedro
I'm not gonna start
plays
calling him
the
J.I. Jacob
father
all the time like I
figure
already
to
do.
this teenage character. Now, Bella Ramsey was 18 years old in 2022 when they filmed this.
Yeah, no, I
got
gotcha.
In 2023, and you know, that must have been hard for her considering she was one of the only young people on this set, and she's autistic. Now, people like Bella.
She's
definitely
artistic.
prone to fall for the trans and non-binary
Yep.
propaganda because
She
autistic people are
ugly.
just different. Like, she's not
And
exactly
she's
like all
autistic,
the
but
other
also
girls.
she's
Probably didn't share
ugly.
the same interests as them growing up. And this inclines some autistic people to believe the outside voices in their ear saying, then you must not be a woman. Like, if you're not just like every other girl, you must not be
This
one.
is what I
She
can't
actually
stand. It's like,
identified as a Christian until
yeah,
2023.
you do
so the
shit
year the show
like,
came
oh,
out.
I like monster trucks, and everybody's like, oh, well, you must be fucking trans then. It's like, fuck you. No, they're not.
And she even had an Instagram dedicated to her Christianity. But then, during promo for this first season, she reveals that she decided to wear a chest binder for 90% of filming that season. And Bella also says that while on the set of filming
Scarlett
season one,
Johansson wore one
she
of
and
those.
Pedro would have
Bleh.
sometimes deep, sometimes funny conversations about
Chest binders, puberty blockers, any of that shit. It's unhealthy. It's not right. It's fucked up. Also, backseater, since you're here, Marshawn Rowe. That's how you say the villain's name. That's how every Disney audiobook did it back whenever I listened to those. I can't believe that he's still the fucking villain, because here was his whole villain backstory was that, like, his dad was the leader of the Nihil. They knew hyperspace routes nobody else did because they had some fucking prodigy person that knew all the hyperspace lanes and was in, like, basically a semi-coma. And so they kept her alive, basically in like a comatose state, figuring out the hyperspace lanes from like some ancient hyperspace company, because in the High Republic continuity, hyperspace was only discovered like 200 years before the Phantom Menace. And the whole like impetus for the Nihil incident was there was like a hyperspace disaster. They were attacked in hyperspace and it spewed garbage all over the hyperspace lanes. Anyways.
sexuality and gender. And next thing you know, she comes out as non-binary.
She
So why is
comes
a
out.
50-year-old man talking to an 18-year-old girl
Hello,
about gender and
Ellie.
identity?
I will
even
make
if
you
he felt like a
binary
father figure
again.
to her because of this show, that's not something fathers talk to their
I
daughters
am
about. That is
Pedro,
what
and I have
boomers talk to young
anxiety.
girls about. Interestingly, Pedro's trans sister Lux also credits Pedro with helping him come to terms with being trans and coming out.
Oh
and you
my
have to
God.
wonder, what is Pedro saying to these people?
What
Why
is
are people
Pedro
around him
saying?
he's
Fuck you, Pedro.
encouraging coming out as trans and non-binary?
Coming.
This is just another instance of Pedro privilege. Like, I don't think anyone else's relationship, any other man's relationship with this young girl Bella, would go as unscrutinized as his has. You know, the way the media eats up this man is so bizarre. If you Google Pedro
this was
Pascal
mostly just
father,
trashing
an
on
article from
Pedro.
Us comes up. It's titled, Pedro Pascal comes from a big family. We get an overview of all of his siblings and parents, and it conveniently omits the egg-stealing thing. The People article at least skims over it. I already said how the Ola article completely omits it. And something else here, Hollywood has not let go of Me Too. And so it catches my attention that we have a case here where 60 women accuse his father of fertility misconduct, fertility fraud, medical malpractice,
This is the way.
with actual proof. But he just gets away with still hanging out with his father. and saying
Backseater,
great
we're about to
things about
watch
his
all
father,
the
inviting his
Filoni
father
slop.
to
You ready?
premieres with him.
You only need
And
like
no one
24 more
challenges him on this.
subscribers.
No one challenges him.
I can make
on
a few
this.
bot
Like, he's
accounts
never
and
been
get us
asked
up to
a hard
that.
question. You know, I watched his interview where he did like the lie detector test, and I know, like, obviously they're not going to ask him, Pedro, did your father steal those women's eggs? But it would have been funny.
Imagine if they
would've been so
blindsided
cool.
him with
Like,
that. That would have been
a
amazing.
like and a subscribe from me. But like I said, if you Google
Oh,
Pedro
if they would have
Pascal,
waited
does he
until like
believe his
well
father
into the
is
interview,
innocent?
like ask a bunch of
The
fluff ball,
entire
like,
page, the
you
entire
know,
search
oh, is
result
your penis
is just
big?
results about
Oh,
his
how's your hair?
sex appeal. And
Oh,
I
do you
don't
think that
know
do you
if my
Google
dad
yourself?
was going around stealing
And then they just go, Pedro, did your dad steal those eggs? He's just like, he just
people's eggs and putting them in the wrong women for either sexual gratification or government research, I wouldn't be speaking to him. Or at the very least, I wouldn't hang out with him in public. If I was a celebrity, like, I just wouldn't be doing that. And, you know, celebrity news, for the most part, isn't like, it's not journalism, right? It's just PR teams.
right.
Sharing stuff and selling it to these outlets. And they share what they want with their sources, and the sources are fine with that. But based on all of this, I just wonder if Pedro's
Well, we all know the
celebrity
answer to that
status
is no,
is
Jacob.
manufactured. And the question becomes, who
Yeah,
manufactured it and why?
I'll be honest, she did not earn my sub. Oh, sorry. She did not earn my sub, and it's mainly because there was a lot of fluff. That was a 33-minute video. It probably could have been 10 minutes. I'm giving her plenty of ample opportunity to set the context, to do what backseater? Oh, make all the bot accounts? Yeah. Hey, look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, let's watch this John Getz gaming guy. Look at him go. Oh my gosh, he's a pretty handsome fellow. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm not going to do that. Holy shit. Oh, that's liked videos. Andor. Oh God. All right. Jordan is levels above Braun. Let's watch. You know what, Jacob? Just for you. Well, there, look, there's a past live stream. We'll skip to a random time spot. Let's go here. Hey, look at that. Boobs. Boobs. Yeah, boobs and green eyes. All right. Anyways, we're going to go watch United Spacers Alliance. I will see you guys later. Let's go ahead and leave the Spacers. Oh, we already left them alike. Look at that. Look at that. Angel Reese. What the fuck? Oh, no, it's Simone Biles. They all look alike. Anyways, no. I hate the fucking autoplay. God damn. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Backseater, I'll look forward to watching the Filoni slop with you. I haven't watched it. I've only watched all of the Clone Wars once, and that was kind of in the background. So this will be the first time that I would actually be like paying attention to it. What's this? All right, best of Michael Jordan playing one-on-one versus fans. Well, hang on a second. Now I'm kind of interested. Oh, they hit one on him. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, old Jordan with the knees. Oh, he just hits the fadeaway. Oh. He's so old. Blocked. Blocked. Okay. Okay. Come on, Jordan. God damn, that would be amazing. Even today, that would be amazing. 60-something-year-old Jordan, I'd play against him. Probably lose. Ooh, got the left hand. He's so stiff. Come on, baby. Come on. Hit the fadeaway. I want him to hit a fadeaway shot. Come on. Do a little dribble, Jordan. Come on. Oh, lazy, 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 lazy. Oh, he's getting frustrated. 6-time NBA champion, 6-time finals MVP, greatest of all time. He's getting frustrated playing against a fan. Oh, either one of them can make shit. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, he's spinning it. He's spinning it. Got the roll. Got the roll. Come on, Jordan. Hit a fadeaway. Come on. You got to hang in the air. He's got to hang in the air. There he goes. There it is. Ah. Oh, little kid. He's got the hands. Oh. Oh, that was back whenever he was still playing, I think. Oh, little kid's trying to play D on him. He's trying so hard. Oh, he's so tiny. He should just dunk and, like, you know, fucking dunk over his head right now. Be like, you little bitch. He'd be like, you little beast. You ain't nothing, you little bitch. There's the fadeaway. There's the fadeaway swish. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, all right, all right, all right. Come on. Come on, Jordan. I want you to dunk on one of these idiots. Oh, and swish, swish. Come on, hit a half-court shot on. Yeah. Oh, little slash, little slash. Oh, that was a nice assist, I'm not going to lie. That was more the assist than Jordan. Top 50 dunks, NBA dunk contest history. Posterizers are so unlikable. Yeesh. Oh, damn. This dude's actually his height. He just blows right past him. Good little documentation, though. All right, now let's watch the hour and 28-minute 1996 highlight reel. Let's see. 48 points, 38, 38. Most replayed. I don't care. My God. 45, 44, 40, 40. Jesus. 40. Jeez. 39. Reminder, he only averaged 30.1. That means he had a hell of a lot of games. Anyways, 37, 37, 37, 37, 36, 23. Damn, that sucked. 35, 36, 53. Holy shit. Round 1, game 3. Round 2, game 44. Holy shit. Damn. Destroyed the Knicks. Destroyed the Magic. 45 points versus the Magic. Oof, 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 oof. Oh, we only had 22 in the game 6. Let's be selective. Let's watch this one. Bam. 2. Damn, it's an 8-2 run by the Magic. Maybe they'll come back. Oh. Here we go. Here we go. Pippen. And boom, little runner off the glass. Bam. All right. Got it at the top of the... And taking the 3. Bam. At the top of the arc. And Jordan. Oh. Little fadeaway, expecting the foul. Didn't get it, but still hit the elbow jumper. All right. Oh, little baseline jumper. Bam. Swish. Smooth. Pippen off the mark on the 3. Jordan in with the rebound. And off the glass. Kind roll. Nice. 7 for 7 from the field. Holy shit. I didn't realize he'd only taken 7 shots. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. Watch this. Where does he jump from? Almost the foul. Oh, okay. A little bit past the foul line. All right. Oh, little hang in the air and the kind roll. Okay. There's 3 again. Bam. He hits the 3s when he takes them, dude. Holy shit. Come on, baby. Little baseline J. Fade away. Bam. Oh. Here we go. Oh, he did the fake to the baseline and got him to bite. Little jog back. Oh. Man is otherworldly. Shh. Oh, the little head fake. The little head fake didn't even work, and it didn't matter. Oh, little elbow jumper. Bam. Mid-range. Oh, there's 3 again. Bam. Swish. Damn, he hits those 3s. Shh. He's going to take another 3. Nope. Bam. Whoa. You guys know why he scored 45? It's because somebody had said 45 ain't 23 the previous season when they lost the Magic. And so what did he do? He intentionally missed the last couple free throws in order to stay at 45, just so he could point to it. Say 45 is 23. Geeks and Gamers Play. What do we got? Does this not look like Mario Kart 8? This is Mario Kart 8, right? They aren't playing like the new Mario Kart, are they? Because it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a new Mario Kart. It looks like Mario Kart 8. Anyways. Ba-da-pa-pa-pa-pum. Bleh, screw that. Screw that. Oh, God. It's so lucky anime opening. What? All right. We gotta stop. Jeremy, it was not. What's this?
Rudy. Rudy fires back at Shaq. I would lock his
Oh.
ass up. Rudy.
Rudy, I'm with you, Rudy. I'm with you too, Rudy. Hey, listen.
As Den of Geeks would say, yeah. Anyways.
Point guard you 1-on-1.
Thank you. Rudy Gobert lock you up.
I got Rudy.
You can take him.
Well, you just got nothing. You got nothing there.
Listen.
All right. No, I'm not. I don't want to incite anything.
The thing that Rudy.
No, I wonder what French barbecue chicken tastes like.
Hey,
That's gonna be.
Oh.
I'm not sure how many jump hooks could you get that jump hook off on him.
I'm not shooting no jump. I'm back, like I said, I'm back here, little skinny ass down.
Hey,
Weave,
Rudy,
I'm
hey.
the ball and I'm dunking.
Damn.
Stop it.
Yeah, like Rudy. Hey, Rudy gonna eat some black barbecue chicken. He gonna
Oh.
hurt kids in the stands blocking.
Rudy.
Damn. United Spacers got some porn going on here. Anyways, she was ready to risk it all. What's this? Girl is laser focused on Steph Curry. Holy shit. Thirsty. All right. What's this?
Who do you think could play the game today?
He could, well, not now because they both had hip surgeries.
Right, okay.
But before the hip surgery, he could give you 5-10 minutes.
Really though?
Because he's a freak of nature, man. He's still like break dancing,
yeah,
doing
man.
flips and jumping into Christmas trees.
Oh.
He's such an athlete. Like God bless
Dude,
him.
he
with
was.
a 7'2" body with a 5'2" dexterity.
Hang on. I know I said we were leaving. We are going to watch the Spacers, but I got to give you something. Ryan to Shaq. Shaq alley-oop. Come on, this is it. Oh, look at him run. Woo! Oh. Boom. That was an iconic moment. Unlike Riri Williams. That was when they made their first finals. That was crazy. The craziest.
Your point of view on that lob play, arguably one of the greatest lobs. They say Kobe shook up top.
Arguably.
What are you thinking at that point?
Yeah, you was under there. Yeah, I was under there. Yeah, I'm in the picture.
Rasheed Wallace.
You was under there. It was to the point where I thought I could get him on a jab, so it was like a little fake jab, and I tried to get him to throw it a little sooner. On the back step, I really didn't jump straight up, and it kept going over my hand, and then boom.
Oh,
and
that one hurt.
History. To me, I think that was their deciding game on that dynasty that those guys had at that time.
That Portland team was capable of. You guys all felt you could have won the championship that year.
I mean, it was game 7, obviously. You stupid fuck. They were leading by 15 with 10 minutes left.
Every position. Damon at point. You know what I'm saying? Mighty Mouse, NBA Rookie of the Year, you know, Mr. Toronto, all of that. Then JR, you know. We had some great teams out there.
Yeah. What's this? You can't do that shit.
Shaq now with the Pistons.
You know, guys, as you can't do that.
You've got to hit the rim.
Yeah.
Here is Shaq now with the Pistons.
Scottie Pippen, baby.
Exactly a minute remains. Pippen for three.
Oh, if he'd have hit that, that would have been big.
Portland has 3 timeouts left. The Lakers have 2. Bryant. It's a shot.
Dude, it's such a cool play.
Now Bryant out between the rings, guarded by Pippen. Kobe on the
Oh.
move. Louds for O'Neal for the dunk. Kobe Bryant worked into the lane, and Shaq hammered it in with the right hand. Kobe's down the middle. He's in deep. Throws to Shaq.
Oh.
Portland can put the champagne away and get out the bottled water because that's all they're going to drink on their way home.
Oh.
LA has outscored Portland 25-4 in the last 9 minutes and
Oh.
50 seconds.
Kobe, what a play to lob it. I mean, Jesus Christ.
To the brink of the NBA Finals.
Oh, and then they dominated in the finals. Anyways, we're done with this. We're done with this. We're done with this. All right. We're going to go.
Not another word.